right. Standing, so weird. Okay, so here we are, we're on our mat. We're actually gonna start with, I don't know if you AWTers have ever done this, but we're gonna start with just like a shakedown. So you're counting all the way down from 8 to 1, and you're just shaking each of your limbs 8 times, 8 times, 8 times, 8 times, and then we go to 7, 6, you get the idea. And like, no one is watching you. Even if people are watching you, who cares? You're using your body, and that's like the most beautiful thing that we can do with our bodies. So try this whole time, especially as we get into some of the balance stuff, not to judge yourself, and like that starts right now. So use this to let go, and we'll kind of come down and have our more grounded moment after we've gone a little wild. So starting with your right arm, we're shaking it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left arm, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up to the arm, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other arm, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can count with me, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Laughing is encouraged. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. And just like keep going with it. Let it go. Maybe drop the upper body and give it a little swing. Letting the spine get into the movement as well. Maybe from here you roll out the wrists, the ankles. Catch your breath if you're also saying the numbers with me. Clearly I've been stretching and not doing cardio, so that's the truth. And from here, maybe you want to take a neck roll. Still moving, still feeling a little fluid, but starting to slow the body down. Finding a little roundness in the hips. Maybe rolling one way and then the other. And if you didn't already, just go ahead and drop that upper body all the way down over the legs. Let it hang heavy. Feel your breath. Feel your feet pressing down into the mat, grounded. Let the head hang. And if you don't have your hips at like a hip width distance, right underneath the hips with the feet, move them there, and we'll super slowly just start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Keeping a little micro bend in your knees all the way up. Once you get to the top, bring the shoulders up to the ears, let them drop. Bring them up again, let them drop. And last time, let it go. From here, I want you to gently sway from side to side. You can even start to close the eyes down as we come to find a little stillness. Now start to bring that sway forward and back, using this swing of the body to get yourself centered, to really find that you are standing right in the middle. No forward lean, right side lean. Both hips are bearing an even amount of weight. And once you feel you're there in the center, tuck the tailbone just a little bit underneath. Bend a little bit in the knees. And relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Eyes closed if you haven't closed them already. And start to check in with your breath. From here, standing, we're going to do a body scan. So starting at the top of your head, we'll just check in all the way down to the tips of your toes. How am I doing? Am I feeling restless or still, light or heavy? And if it's helpful, all the way down, you can name each body part as you go. Once you get to the bottom, just start the way back up again. And I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes to do that all on your own. Feeling the breath moving as it affects the body parts you're scanning by. Feeling the heartbeat. Noticing the sensations, the signals your body is giving you as you tune in. Take about 20 more seconds to wrap up. As you're building up a picture bit by bit, also try and keep that whole body perspective. Where am I at? What am I feeling? What do I need? On your next inhale, make it nice and deep and bring the arms up overhead, maybe looking up toward the hands. And exhale, we'll bring them back down, dipping the chin. Inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale to push them back down. 2 more times. Inhaling, reaching as far up as you can reach. Exhale down. This time, hold both arms at the top. I'll bend a little so you can see. Grab the right wrist onto the left wrist, and on your exhale, pull over for a side body stretch. Stay for 1 breath. Inhale back up to center. Switch the wrist and exhale over to the opposite side. Finding that length, making that space in the rib cage. Inhale back up to center. 1 more time both ways. So exhaling back over. Maybe reach a little bit further this time. And come back up to center. Switching again. Exhaling over. Just a little extra bit further than you went before. Opening up. And coming back up to center. Let the arms drop. Give them a little shake. If you don't like full arm circles, feel free to just take shoulder circles. I encourage you to go nice and slow here. And I'm kneeling so that you can see the full extension of my arms. You can absolutely be still standing. Once you've taken 4 or 5 full circles to the back, go ahead and reverse the direction, bringing the arms forward. Getting that blood flowing in the shoulders. So nice. From here, we're gonna just let the arms be for a little bit and move into the lower legs. We're coming into a calf stretch. So if you do have that chair or that wall, it's nice to be able to add a little bit of opposition here so that you can really feel the stretch in the calf. You can absolutely do this without any sort of support, but you just have to be mindful about flexing the hamstring and the quad on that back leg, and then you'll really feel the calf engage. You can bring your hands to your hips here. And though it may not seem like it, this is a balance pose. Your core is helping you stay upright. Your glute is engaged. Relaxing the shoulders down or away from the ears. Go ahead and switch sides. Taking the opposite leg back. Maybe you'll find you're a little more or less open on the left calf. Doesn't matter, just take it as it is. Set up so that you can feel the stretch, maybe pressing into the wall. Both hands might be nice if you have a wall, or down into the chair if it's in front of you. So nice. Come on, gently out of that. And we'll move into a quad stretch. So we're going to do this 2 times on both sides, starting with the right leg. Bend your heel so that it comes up towards your butt cheek, and grab onto the top of your foot, making sure to keep your knees as close together as possible. So don't let it come forward, don't let it swing back, we're not there yet. Keeping them nice and even. Another thing to watch for, you don't want your hips to sit up or down, you want them both to be on the same plane. And you can also reach this arm out, this opposite left arm, to stabilize yourself, or find something that maybe you need to keep you a little bit steadier than you were expecting. With all the balance poses that we go into today, there's gonna be that moment at some point of, oh crap, I lost it, I fell. Who cares? You tried. You went for it. You got into the discomfort zone. That's the best. Like, that's why we're here. That's totally the point of this whole class. Go ahead and drop that leg back down and switch over to the left side. And in the same way that when we were on both feet, we tried to kind of find center on the foot, that's often what I find myself doing when I'm balancing on one leg. I give that little bit of a micro bend. I make sure that I shift a little bit forward and back, a little bit side to side, so that I am in the center of my weight. Maybe I'm reaching to keep myself steady, keeping the knees in line, the hips in line, and breathing. Go ahead and let the left leg go. You can take a quick shake out. This time, we're gonna focus on deepening the stretch in the quad. So grab onto that right top of foot again. And just like we do when we're on the ground, engage the right glute so that you're pressing that hip forward. And you can even like see it come forward a little bit. Try not to sink too much into the left hip when you do that, but that will really feel like, okay, now it's a stretch, not just a balance. Keep breathing. If you are holding on something, maybe try letting go for just a few seconds. And gently, without dropping it straight to the floor, bring that foot down. Setting up for the other side. Left heel to left butt cheek. And this time really engaging the hip forward so that you can feel the stretch. Double checking that those knees are even. Maybe you're squeezing the thighs together to keep that stability. Try not to hold any tension in your face, your jaw. Even the grip on your foot should be light. It's also nice. Go ahead and let it go. Shake it out. We're going to come down into a hamstring stretch now. So taking the left foot out in front of you, flexing the toes up, And then you can bend back into this right leg. So whether you want to turn that out or keep it facing sort of forward, just like sit back and see what feels better for your body. This first time we'll just come right on top of the shin. And I don't want you to like press down into the shin, just want you to rest there. This is also a place where you don't want to be like completely locked out behind the knee. That little extra bend, I feel like even helps with the stretch. One more breath. And one up. And we'll switch sides. Setting up with the right leg in front, toes flexed, and bending back as you shift, kind of like a hinge of the hips, so that the body is right over top of your right leg. Relaxing the upper body as much as you can here. No need for any tension in the shoulders. And we'll gently come back up. Just like last time, we're gonna take this one again. So stepping the right foot back. Maybe this time when you sit down, you come all the way to the floor. Maybe you drop the head. Or maybe you do exactly what you did before. We'll also offer one more option, and that is if you are close to the floor, close to your foot, you can grab the inside of the foot and use that to open into a little bit of a twist here. It's like kind of Pippin-y in pose, but just finding a little more space with the upper body. You'll feel a little bit of stretch in the back of this hip as well. If you took that option, gently take the arm back down and step up. Then we can switch to the other side. Also feel free to take your time with these transitions. I want you to set up in an intentional way so that you can be in the pose in a way that's meaningful for your body. If you want to take that option with the twist on the other side, bring the hand to the foot or to the ground inside the foot, and open up the left arm. So nice. Bring it back down. And just go ahead and step the feet together and let yourself hang. We often do a fold with the feet at hips width distance, but just see what it feels like to have the toes right up against each other. Maybe let a few exhales out the mouth. Beautiful. Rolling yourself up easily through the spine. We'll take one more little series of standing poses here before we move into two leg on the ground work again. And that is your standing figure four. So you definitely might want the chair or the wall for this one to allow yourself to sit super far back. So you're gonna bring the left foot to the top of the right knee, just like we do on the ground. And then bending that right leg, you'll sit yourself down to get nice and deep here. If you do have something really sturdy, you can kind of like grab on, see what it feels like to sit back even further. But if you also want to test the balance out, go ahead and let go. Maybe bringing that left hand right on top to rest of the left knee. When I do this, I find one spot on the floor and stare at it, like there is nothing else in the room. Nice and gentle, unbend the right leg to come up, shake it out, and we will move to the opposite side, crossing the right foot over top, bending the left leg. Keeping the right foot flexed here so that this knee feels good. Maybe finding that little bit of a deeper sit. I'm grabbing literally onto my drawers. Maybe taking a few seconds to test out your balance. Nice and easy, come on up, shake it out, and find a wide-legged stance on your mat. From here, we're gonna just come into a quick squat, bending both of the legs, bringing the hands to the inner thighs, and we'll move through a few little twists, shoulder dips here. I'm inhaling up and then exhaling to twist, but feel free to move with your breath in a way that makes sense for your body. Should definitely be feeling the heat at this point. So exhales out the mouth will help get rid of a little bit of that. Once you've done even twists on both sides, come on up and point the toes forward again. So legs nice and wide. We're going to reach up and over with the left arm toward the right. And use this right arm on your hip to kind of prop yourself up, maybe deepen the twist a little. On your next exhale, let it fall over to the right foot. And just relax here. Let the head drop, the shoulders drop. Not overly locking out in either of your knees. Add a little bit of a bend to the left leg so that you get a side stretch. And then go ahead and unbend and let your torso find its way to center. You can grab onto opposite elbows here and take a little swing. Letting the upper body be loose. And then nice and easy, rolling yourself up through the spine, back to a tall, wide stance as we reach up and over with the right arm toward the left side. Finding that space, reaching nice and long before you exhale over, this time toward the left foot. You can go as far to the floor as your body feels like it wants today. Maybe that's just your knee. This totally still works, regardless of how far the torso bends over. Adding that little bit of bend into the right leg this time. Maybe you feel some stretch move into the inner thigh. And then just like before, bringing yourself to center and allowing that swing. Rolling up nice and slow. And one more time, we'll interlace the fingers behind and lift the chest, trying to keep the fingers away from the body, not letting them touch as you dip over for a last fold here. Gently let the clasp go. And what will we do? Oh yes, here. You'll just toe heel your feet together and roll up. So standing in the center of the mat, we're going to move into a couple of more balanced poses. This time starting with the right foot. So go ahead and find that little bit of wiggle back and forth, sway side to side, so that you can really ground into this left foot here. Like maybe wiggle the toes and grip them back down, lift them, grip them, and like get yourself ready to shift onto that side of the body. Once you're there, you can bring the left knee or the right knee into the chest. Have something nearby to grab onto if you need that steady thing. But from here, you can roll out the ankle and come to place it into a tree pose. So that can be above the knee if this is something you've done before and are used to. It can be right on the calf. Maybe you try it there and see how it goes. Or it can be just right, like a kickstand on the ground. The point is you're getting the stretch, opening this hip, opening the inner thigh, and you're also testing out a little bit of balance. You can bring your hands to your hips here, keeping the chest proud, the chin lifted, and maybe if you want a little bit more of a spicy bit, bring the arms up overhead. Again, now is the time to find that one space to stare down. We're here for 2 more breaths. Gently unwind, maybe shake out both of your legs. And then we'll start to steady ourselves on the right foot for the opposite side. Lifting the toes, gripping them back down, finding that center in your body, adding that little micro bend into the leg, and bringing the knee into the chest. Maybe you want a few ankle circles. Maybe you just want to get right into it and put either above the knee or below the knee. Super important because if you're on the knee, the body is not meant to move that way, so you could injure yourself. So being mindful of how you set up, and truly like, none of this means anything. If you have your foot down as a kickstand, that means only what you make it mean. And I know, like, as a perfectionist, recovering perfectionist, balancing poses used to be my least favorite thing in the world because it was infuriating that one day I could do it and feel like Simone Biles, and the next, literally the next day, nothing had changed. I'm a complete mess. And that's all balance. That's work-life balance. That's what even is work-life balance, but like that's balance in your relationships. That's everything. There's a constant movement. Go ahead and shake it out. And I feel like learning to navigate it here has made it so much less stressful because you know it's coming out there. So one more time, let's go ahead and try shifting onto that left leg, finding the space that feels right for you, and standing up nice and tall. Maybe reaching those arms up if you haven't tried that before. If you have tried that and it felt good, maybe looking up toward the ceiling. That is intentionally going to throw off your balance, but stick with it. Find your grounding, trust yourself, and gently let it go. One more time on the other side. Maybe arms come up. Maybe you look up toward the ceiling. Reaching up through the fingertips. Still breathing. So nice. Go ahead and shake it out. From here, we're going to move to a lunge. Let me just quickly check time. Yeah. Okay. So you're stepping forward with the right foot and back with the left foot. Staying in a nice high lunge here. You can bring hands to hips. Feel the stretch opening up your left hip flexor. Staying tall. You want to engage that left glute again to feel that opening, especially if you have tight hips. And from here, we're going to move into a twist. This twist might be really not what you're expecting it to be. So just go in with no expectations at all. This left arm is coming to the outside of your front knee, and you're twisting the right arm back. Maybe it goes back. Maybe it goes here. Maybe you look toward the hand. Maybe you don't. Feel it out. Ground yourself down into the lunge. And just like be and breathe. This is not meant to be comfortable. This is meant to push you, meant to test your boundaries. One more breath. And then unwind. Stepping the back leg in just a little bit here so that you can come into a straight-legged fold. It's a little pyramid shape, also aptly named pyramid pose. And you can just let the upper body drop, top of head points down. Both legs are straight, but again, have that bit of a micro bend. Maybe let a few exhales out. Try not to think about how any of that went, or anticipate how the other side might go. Just be right here. Tune into these sensations. Go ahead and step the left foot up to meet the right, and then you can step back into a lunge with the left foot forward. Coming up into that high lunge, maybe adjusting, bringing the back foot in a little bit so that you can feel the stretch in your right hip flexor this time. There can be a bit of a bend in the back knee, but working it as close to straight as you can. And finding your core here. When you rotate, you want it to come from the back. This whole torso of your body. That's where the twist is coming from. So we'll take that right arm forward, bring it to the left leg, and reach the left arm out, and maybe around and back. Breathing, I know it will not be easy, but sink down. Trust that you can do this. Last breath. And unwind. Straightening the legs, stepping in with the back leg, and finding that fold over the left front leg. Let it go. Gently stepping the right foot up to meet the left, then roll yourself slowly up to stand. You're almost through here, and just to feel a little bit of more opening in the hips, I'm going to bring the hands to your back, palms pressed against the upper bits of your glutes here, hips. Fingers are facing up, and you're just going to lift the chest from here by pressing the hips forward. That's all it is. Just a bit of chest opening. Maybe you come in and out of it. Maybe you lean back and stay if it feels comfortable. But it shouldn't be like I'm looking back and then going back. It's all led by the hips pushing forward and the chest opening. Head is the absolute last thing that would look up. Maybe take one more of those. All right, so we're just gonna try 2 more crazy balance poses, but taking what you need. So we'll come back into the quad stretch from the beginning with the right leg, bringing that glute right up next to the heel. And if you're feeling good, take the left arm long above your head. From here, you can stay, work on balance, work on that stretch, or you have the option to kick the foot into the back hand, which will naturally tilt your body a little bit forward as you lift the leg. This is like a seesaw. Like you find the balance between how much you need to tilt forward. But either way, you're keeping that knee driving down toward the mat and lifting up by pressing into the hand. One more breath and let it go gently. Shake it out. We're so fancy, guys. We got this. One more. Moving on to the left side. Again, finding that balance. Micro bending in the right knee. Finding a spot of focus. Bringing the right arm up, reaching long. And then gently just pressing back with the foot to find a little bit of a tilt here. Just opening up, adding a chest stretch. Maybe you come in and out of it. Maybe you tap the toe down, try again. But we've got one more breath. Nice and easy, let it go. Maybe find a little shake out with your torso here. Might feel nice. And also it'll prep you for this last pose, which will be a standing twist. And if you're like at this point, I have had enough, feel free to take a seated twist in any form that you like. But if you are here for this last little bit of effort, bring the right leg up into your chest. And just like we did with that lunge, your left hand comes to the outside of the knee. And maybe that's all you do. Maybe you just steady yourself here, or you can open the arm toward the back, maybe look toward the hand. Stay and breathe if you can. Maybe tap that foot down if you need to. Try bringing it back up. One breath left. Let it go. Whew. You guys are crushing it today. I can't even see you and I know it's just the energy coming through the computer. One more time. We're bringing this left knee into the chest here. Grabbing on with the right hand and then reaching open and maybe back with the left hand. That bend in the right leg will save you here. Finding one spot to focus on will help. And maybe it won't. Maybe things all fall apart. But you're alive and you tried. And that is a beautiful freaking thing. Gently let go. Step it down and just like give yourself a little shake. You did it. We're gonna come to lay on the mat. I'm gonna shift down a little bit and we will end out everything. So reaching nice and long with your limbs. Arms above the head, fingertips all the way as far as they can go up, toes reaching. Take a big inhale to fill up the sides of the lungs, the side body, and then exhale. One more time, reach super long with everything in a big X, and let it go. From here, bring your hands in front of you with your palms facing forward, and start to rub them together so that you can feel the friction, feel the heat between your palms. If you haven't closed your eyes already, go ahead and let them close down. Building that heat. And then just let one hand rest on the belly and one hand on the heart. Feel your breath, feel your pulse. You can keep the hands on the body here or bring them long along your sides with the palms facing up. Allow the breath to be normal. your focus one more time to every little bit of the body. Checking in, now 45 minutes later. What do I need? How do I feel? Really, how do I feel? Start to add just a little bit of movement to the fingers and toes, a little wiggle, and gently roll yourself over onto one side using your bicep as a little pillow. Taking your time, keeping the eyes closed, gently work your way up to a comfy seat. And we'll close today out with 3 deep breaths all together. Exhaling out the mouth to let go of all of your air. Inhale through the nose. And sigh it out the mouth. Inhale, maybe turning up the corners of your mouth. Sigh it out. One more time. Gently on your own time, let your eyes flutter open. Feel that sense of gratitude. Coming from wherever it comes from in your body, wherever you feel it, for taking this time for yourself. That is a hard thing to do in its own right. It always is, because there's so much else. So much else. But man, I feel like what could be more necessary? What could you deserve more than taking that time? So thank you as always, and I'll see you next week.